we're going to find out what adjustments they made for game number 2 because it's getting underway right now. And Powder got to feel good to get a 1-0 lead, but he's still got 2 more to win.
Yeah, he's going to go aggressive himself this round. And Muzzy, there it is, bringing out Druid.
Yeah, already feels like the pressure's on, and Powder, after kind of, I don't want to call it stealing game 1, but I feel like that Rogue doesn't match up too terribly well versus Hunter unless you can get the kind of hand that he had.
Yeah, you have to have one of those super cheap interactive early hands. And Muzzy, that's maybe one of the reasons he queued up, Druid here. He said he loves that matchup, Druid against Rogue.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising because a lot of people feel the opposite way, and including myself. I feel like that Druid, if it doesn't get some pretty fantastic starts, the Rogue just can absolutely steamroll you.
It's very possible we're just wrong, though, that Muzzy has just figured it out.
Yeah. You're just wrong. This hand is just wrong right now. It's 17, 24, 28 points of mana on turn 2.
I guess it means that Muzzy easily wins this game because every time we see this happen, they just somehow win the game.
Well, he's going to have to somehow overcome Mad Scientist, Haunted Creeper, Eagle Horn Bow, Freezing Trap draw.
Yeah. And you can see Muzzy didn't immediately, hero power up here. He took his time and, played with a bunch of his cards in his hand, trying to make it look like he at least has a decision to make to Powder here.
Yeah, really trying to give the impression that he's got Wrath. And so the big benefit he has going for him right now is that after this Haunted Creeper, Powder doesn't really have a ton of action. He's just got a lot of utility in his hand. So if Muzzy can stave off this early pressure, he can find himself in a situation where he can climb back. Already starts. Yeah, next Rhombus.
This is what I'm talking about. Every time we see these draws from the Druid player, they just draw the perfect curve card at the right time because now he has a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in his hand. So he has a straight, what do I win dealer. And Powder doesn't really have the hand to super punish him for it.
He certainly doesn't, but it's not going to be comfortable.
Not bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be comfortable for Muzzy unless he draws, I don't know, maybe Swipe?
Belcher is not a bad one.
Certainly isn't, but again, Powder's hand is just basically nothing but utility. Muzzy going to check right away, understands that he needs to get Freezing Trap out of the way. I'm actually curious if I'd like to see him hold it so that way Powder can't play a second Freezing Trap here, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Powder continues to draw utility as well.
Yeah, you can see him kind of...
Like, wow, really?
Yeah. Come on, deck.
3 whiffs in a row. This can oftentimes spell the end for any deck. Imagine if Muzzy had drawn 3 dead cards in a row instead of drawing the Shade.
Yeah, I mean, Muzzy would be so far behind in this game that Freezing Trap would just been way too aggressive.
Great bluff here from Powder. Muzzy believes that this is Freezing Trap.
Yeah, you saw his reaction there. And the thing is, can he really play around it?
It's tough to say. I think there's a world where he certainly can play around it. Given the way he reacted, that's not the way to play around it, I don't think.
Charge on in.
Yeah. Not upset to see Explosive Trap for sure, but does put a little bit of pressure on his piloted Treader. So I like the sequencing of attacking first if he's going to make it this way, but I think I would have liked to see him attack the Mad Scientist instead. Your opponent just played 2 traps. What if they don't have a third one?
I agree with you there. I think I would have attacked the Mad Scientist myself because of the 2 traps being played already.
I think a big fear from him was Snake Trap, though.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones he was kind of thinking about here now. How do you think he's going to play? All right, so he's going to get really aggressive against the Sludge Belcher here. To take some damage here. He might even take out this piloted Shredder, but...
Well, if he can't get any value off his Mad Scientist, it kind of makes sense to keep it alive in this spot.
Oh, it looks
like he has a third trap.
He has a third trap, yeah.
He's not just playing 1 freezing, 1 explosive.
No, do you think he just... Yeah, I was going to say, do you think he attacks Pilot Shredder here?
No, I think you go face. I mean, pulling out... pulling 4 mana off the board, which turns into 6 after the Freezing Trap, is a lot better than turning the 2 into 4. And then also, say that 2 happened to be something like Sun Fury Protector or Noyatron. Those could be problematic.
Now, what does he do this turn? This is the real problem.
Well, he's at 18. His hand is getting heavy. Doesn't want to give another trap on the board. Emperor Thorson, Powder's going to have to leave this alive right now, given that his hand is so short on stuff right now. He's going to have to make a push one way or the other. So either he decides he wants to kill Emperor Thorson, or he decides he wants to make a big push. I mean, look at how uncomfortable Powder is suddenly.
Yeah, because his hand is not geared to play a long game well, so he has to do... Oh. Well,
that could
might have spoken a little too soon. This is a lot of knives.
Yeah, that's a lot of knives. That's a lot of knives.
Do you like just running the Haunted Creeper into the 4-1 to start here, or do you like doing it this way?
I think I like doing it this way.
Okay.
You get a little bit more information.
Oh, that is something he needs to take care of.
Yeah, that's definitely a big problem. This is one of the reasons, by the way, he did not kill the pilot. This is just another reason. Like, he finds himself in this spot. Even going to play it safe here. You know, with a freezing trap behind, I can't blame him for this. But Muzzy able to capitalize.
Yeah, picking up some great cards here, you know, to turtle up in defense here. Just a little bit more here.
Yeah, Honor Creeper keeps chipping away, but...
Yeah, I like Loatheb into Keeper of the Grove a lot here.
You like the Loatheb or you like the Shade more?
I think I like Loatheb a little bit more since you're playing your third minion here. You know, you don't want to get kill commanded, you don't want to get Unleash the Hounds, but maybe Shade is actually just better.
I think I like the Shade more because I want my opponent to kill command this Emperor Thorson right now. My opponent kill commands the Emperor Thorson, I'm not going to lose the game.
Well, I meant like to your face. You know, like there's a chance he still pushes for enough damage here.
Yeah.
Over the next turn.
Say he had 2 kill commands in his hand though. So 2 kill commands, 10, 14 points of damage. Yeah, I can get behind the Loatheb. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I see all the benefits of it, and so
it also gives him, you know, a good chance at having some really good turns next turn. You know, he could Druid of the Claw or, you know, Ancient of Lore here. He's got all kinds of stuff he can do, and he gets more information this way as well. You know, he knows exactly what he needs to do next turn.
Powder is going to take out this Emperor Thorson, but the damage has been done at this point. Muzzy in full control of this. If Muzzy managed to lose this game, I think I would just eat my hat. Not that I'm wearing one, but I have one at home, and I think if Muzzy lost this game, I think I would just eat the hat.
All right, Rashard Miller.
There's just no way that he's losing this game. I mean, look at his hand. He's got 10 extra life. He's got an extra taunt. He's got Savage Roar. He's got board control. Like,
yeah, for those of you who don't know what Nathan's referring to, this actually happened in a Magic match where something like this happened. Some guy was at a big lead, and the guy doing the casting said, "If he loses this game, I'll eat my hat."
The original one was, I wish I could remember the guy's name, but if it was Kai Bood won another Pro Tour, that he was going to eat his hat.
Yeah, and he did it.
And then Kai Bood won the Pro Tour, and the guy ate the hat.
Yeah,
Put some ketchup on it.
Honestly, you use ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He vomited very violently afterwards, but...
TMI.
Yeah. Powder this is looking grim. He's got a lot of 1-1s, but, you know, versus a lot of 5-5s, that's not a very good matchup.
These Hounds can only do so much. I think, I was going to say, you just go upstairs with everything
11,
and
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22. Looks like Muzzy's got lethal next turn.
Yeah, I think you just have to go upstairs with almost everything here and just hope and pray, but maybe he
Well,
picks off a 5-5.
Are you going to win by trading here?
Yeah, I mean, well, what happens if you pick off a 5-5? You get in 1 more damage, he's at 15, and then you just have 7 damage on the board, 8 damage on the board. It's just not good enough.
He's certainly thinking about it, but if you trade...
But what hand does Muzzy have that you, like, can beat if you don't attack? Like, there's almost no hand that you can beat.
Which is exactly why I brought this point up. It's just, he fell behind early.
Yep.
Had to invest a lot of... The fact that he drew all the utility instead of minions, like, this is kind of the opposite of what the deck is trying to do.
Yeah.
It wants to follow up with 1 or 2 of these spells, and just in case you didn't have enough.
For the man who has everything.
Yeah. I'd play it from the right side. Let's tilt him.
Yep. I mean, Powder had to know he was dead there. He knew there was... I mean, you're seeing no shock on his face whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise. Your opponent healed for 5. They had Loatheb at every step of the way. You didn't get anything rolling early. Muzzy decisively takes game number 2 in an unfavorable matchup at that. So what a performance from him. Ties the series up. Now we're back to anyone's game, and it's a best of 3.